As a business attorney, the most common disputes that I see arise between business owners, contract disputes between service providers or independent contractors, employees, and ownership issues with intellectual property. So some examples of disputes that arise that I've dealt with prior to getting to litigation. One example would be there was an online magazine that was being started by two business partners. Before they set up their entity, they had thought about the concepts, the name for the business, everything they wanted to do. When they set up their company, there was nothing evidencing, who's going to be owning any of the intellectual property, even the trademark, the process, the idea, no non-competes in place. After a few months, one of the owners wanted to do her own thing. She wasn't completely crazy with the concept and the direction that they were going in. She wanted to do her own thing. That caused a very big problem, and my client, who was staying with the business, didn't have a lot of leverage. So it took us, it was a process that was a lot more difficult and time consuming than it should have been because they didn't have the proper agreements in place to evidence ownership of everything that was done in that business. So another example, there was a business owner who had an employee that was just there for like a month, and they wanted to let her go because she wasn't really performing up to task. They had some really bad, poorly drafted employment handbook in place, and they didn't even follow the protocols within that employment handbook and what employment law dictates that you should follow in these situations. So when he sits her down to tell her that he was going to let her go, and the reason why, she knew something was up, and she brings up the fact that she just found out she's pregnant and that she had a doctor's appointment, in the next couple days, and he ended up, he knew that was going to be an issue. He ends up letting her go. He says that he's going to give you a severance package. He offers us the check and the agreement. She doesn't want to sign the agreement. He gives her the check anyways. Within a week, there was a discrimination claim against him for obviously firing, saying that she was fired because she was pregnant. It wasn't true, but he left himself open to that. And now the client had to hire an employment lawyer to handle that litigation, and it's costing him a lot of money. The things that all business owners should take away from these examples that I'm giving them is that if you spend the money in the beginning to do things right, put the proper protocols in place, analyze the risk, have the proper agreements in place, you will avoid or at least minimize the risk that you could face with lawsuits, with conflicts that will arise, and more than likely you'll at least give yourself a way to deal with it when those conflicts arise, and hopefully avoiding a very costly and lengthy litigation process. We can help our clients analyze the risk associated with their business and make a plan that will help them minimize such risks and protect their interest. We provide our clients with a basic audit that can help identify some of the biggest issues that need to be addressed.